buy that for $1.
Oh, yeah. See, we plan ahead. That way we don't do anything right now. Earl explained it to me.
Now, say my name.
What is up, everybody? Jeff from Deadwire Live. We got a brand new live stream this week. Kevin, I got Skeeter with us this time around, so it is very cool to have you with us again, Skeeter. What you been up to lately, buddy?
Well, see, yesterday was my last day at my day job after 20 and a half years.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
Just
Happy
going
Father's
on.
Day.
Thank you. You guys too. Also, straight on DJing, and I want to be a famous YouTuber.
Hey, gotta get to tubing.
So, but no, that's mainly what I'm going to do. Just stick to my DJ business, go for that. Got a buddy that's always begging me to come help him with security cameras, which is about 5 times a month. I said, yeah, I think I could handle that.
Well, that's cool.
So keeping busy though.
That's good. What you been watching? Playing any games? Watching any TV, movies? What you got?
Still working on Final Fantasy Rebirth from time to time, but now I'm going to have a lot more time to finish that up. We just watched the on Netflix tonight. What was it? Remembering Gene Wilder.
Oh,
so
that's great.
good.
I have to
So
watch
good.
that.
Yeah, it just came out either today or yesterday, but it was good, really good.
Okay.
Heart-touching. And then I burnt my eyes out the last 2 days too. I watched Acolyte.
Aconolite.
Yeah, it's I can barely see still, but it's coming back slowly until next episode.
Hey, you see well just enough to be able to tune in for a live stream.
Yes.
It does things to your brain.
My brain is melting. Kevin, what you been up to lately, buddy? What are you watching? Playing any games? What you doing?
Oh man, I've been trying to take Betty out for a spin when I can this week, which is my way of saying, yeah, it's my mech.
Poor Betty.
Which is my nice way of saying I've been playing my VR games.
Okay.
Just playing quite a bit of Big Shots, which is a mech game. It's kind of like I just lost the damn movie. Starship Troopers. It's just a colony of bugs coming at you, and you have a mech loaded with either machine gun turrets or flamethrowers, lasers, what have you. Totally awesome.
There you go. Cool.
Yeah. Besides that, just like Skeets, I watched The Acolyte this week. Had questions, had opinions.
Just like everybody else on the internet this week. I must be like one of the few people that didn't watch that this week. I ended up watching the first couple episodes of The Boys season 4. I finished up Stranger Things season 4, and my wife and I are currently watching Quiet on the Set, or All Quiet on the Set, the HBO documentary right now. We're about 4.5 episodes in. No, 3.5 in. We're halfway through season 4 or episode 4. I'm watching a whole lot of season 4s this week, so I'm playing catch up. But no, watching that, and then tomorrow is House of the Dragon, so I'm going to be tuning in for that bad boy.
That's a whole lot of feel-good TV, my man.
Yep, and then got some homework for our podcast next week, Kevin. We're watching the old MTV show Eon Flux.
I am so far behind on that right now.
Me too, but it's only 10 episodes, so.
Yeah, I used to watch the hell out of that show when it was on late night, and I had insomnia as a kid, so it was always on.
It was always on
liquid
like
television.
Late. Wasn't it like 11 or like 12 o'clock when that was on?
Yeah, 12 night. You'd have liquid television come on, and I was always pumped when I seen it. I'm like, oh, this artwork is amazing, and the storyline was just insane.
Fucking wild.
And then for some reason they made a movie about it.
With Charlize Theron.
Yeah, I give that credit. She is looking good in that movie, but
it wasn't the right outfit though.
No, no, the whole plot didn't seem to fit either. Even though you never knew what the plot was in the anime, but
that's very true.
It's didn't feel right.
She's trying to kill Trevor. That's all.
Yeah,
just trying to kill Trevor.
It's the
It
only
was
thing
pretty
that kept the
typical of like 2000 sci-fi movies is what they were doing with that. But
Yeah. And then the last thing I watched this week, and I'm sure it'll end up being the last thing you watch this week too, is Equilibrium.
yes.
That I had no idea was so intertwined with my pistol whip game. I'm sitting there watching.
Gun
Yeah. I'm sitting there watching like this shit looks really familiar. Oh. I'm like, is that what I look like? My wife goes, no.
Not even close. This is why we need to get you on camera on one of these video game streams while you're doing VR so people can watch you walking around like a complete moron, but you're actually doing very well in the video game. It just doesn't look like
knocking out the kids, knocking out the dog.
Hey, the dog tries to take you out all the time while you're playing your video game, so it only makes sense.
Oh God, she scared the shit out of me today. I thought it was one of the bugs coming through the damn mech window at me. It was just this big head.
It's not a boss battle.
It's not a boss. This giant Great Dane face licks where I can't see. Anyway.
Gaming with pets, that's generally what happens. I'm in the middle of a battle. Daddy, pet me. You hit my hand. I just died. You gonna kill you.
Yeah.
It's usually get the fuck out of here. And they all go running, and 5 minutes later, we're sorry, we love you, Daddy. It's like, yeah, sure you fucking do.
Yeah.
Leave.
Yep. But that aside, we do have some fun headlines to get into this week. Kevin, you want to start us off with one?
Let's see. First thing we got. So last week we talked about Paramount possibly being bought out by Skydance Studios.
Boom.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't happen. The very next day we were told no.
We were told fuck no.
Yeah, they got told really hard no.
Yeah.
Sherry Redstone's National Amusements Company was the one that pulled out and told them no, we will not be participating in that, and that's why they won't be acquiring Paramount.
They at least have a pullout game, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was their company that said this isn't for us. Yeah. So Skydance has apparently told their employees that they will not be acquiring Paramount. However, that they are going to be trying to pursue their own growth in their own positive direction. I don't know what kind of morale boost they're trying to do, or I don't know if that's going to be covering up possible layoffs happening. I don't know. But yeah, there you go. You've got that.
Yeah, the article basically talks about how David Ellison just basically said, we're not going to continue with this. Sherry Redstone really didn't want to continue with discussions. Lady's just looking for a bigger payout, and this really isn't the kind of time to be begging for more money. They offered you plenty, and it was supposed to be a merger, but that's not what she wants to do. And she's got the controlling interest, so unfortunately that's going to be the end of that deal. Apparently they're going to be looking at doing some sort of restructure of some sorts. What that means, I have no clue. Ultimately, what's going to end up happening is I have a feeling she's going to be selling off parts of the company, but retain Paramount. Sounds like a lot of people want access to just CBS, the network, and that's very possible. That's just going to get sold off entirely. The rest of it, I think they just want to just become Paramount, and they may end up killing their streaming service because it's a total loss. It hasn't done a damn thing. It hasn't made any fucking money. It'd be better suited that they let their works be licensed out to other streamers, say like Netflix, Prime, the people that can actually handle that kind of infusion of content and actually maximize what they get in. So she's probably looking at like, you know what? I'm not getting as much as I wanted. I'm just going to sell off a few piecemeal things and still retain ownership. So, but that's just my guess. If you want a more educated, thoughtful analysis on this, as far as like the business and analytics go, still going to shout out my guy, Valiant Renegade. Check out that YouTube channel. Super awesome dude. they definitely know what they're talking about business wise. But Skeeter, you got some thoughts about this?
This one, I kind of got confused by it at first, but when I was reading the article, like you popped up here as Hollywood Reporter, it seems like kind of like what you're saying. They're gonna eventually drop Paramount Plus. I'm guessing that too. It's just
that'll probably be first to go, as my guess.
And then CBS getting split up is a possibility.
But they hold the contracts to the NFL and some other sporting things, so there's significant value there. But the contracts won't necessarily come with it. I think the NFL and the other sporting organizations think they all have to sign off on jumping to whoever gets it, or just reopens negotiating periods with everybody else.
So the sporting things, they could start their own streaming service for that too. So
that's true.
They could be trying to go in that direction, but that's just a wild guess. Like kind of what you were saying, how you're running down everything. I was like, yeah, that makes sense to me, even because it was a quick dry cut in that negotiation. That nope, we're done. It's the way it seems like.
We've been trying, but nope, we good.
Yeah.
Jesus. Well, we'll see what ends up happening with Paramount, but they're going to keep on trying.
Mm-hmm.
So I would be more sad to see Paramount Plus go if there was anything to watch on Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
Sure ain't Star Trek.
Like, you've got your new Transformers movies there. I don't even know that all of them are there. I don't know that all the Star Trek movies are always there. Like Indiana Jones, not there right now.
That's on Disney, I believe.
Yep.
Yes, but still, when there are certain flagpole properties that should be on your streaming service that aren't, and Max does that too. You're just kind of like, come on now, what the fuck?
Why do you got this, but you don't have that?
Yeah.
And again, I gripe about the same shit in October when Max doesn't have fucking The Exorcist, but whatever.
No kidding on that one. Jesus.
Let's look up wasted opportunity.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to talk about something that's not a wasted opportunity, Sony certainly jumped into a different arena this week. Yep, Sony has acquired the Alamo Drafthouse after they just closed 5 locations in northern Texas.
Yes. And at first I was really excited about this because golly, someone's going to come in and save the Alamo. Because you're hearing it on the internet all the time. Theaters are dying. Franchises are dying.
Remember the Alamo!
Yeah, and the Alamo is like this great theater franchise that I've always heard of and never been to because we don't have them on the West Coast.
I haven't been to one either.
Same here.
You haven't?
No, I think there's one in Phoenix, but I haven't been to it yet. So,
the riffing group that I really like, Master Pancake, they perform exclusively at Alamos, and they perform at the Mads there all the time as well. And they have a really good relationship riffing live with them there. But the thing is Sony doesn't allow movies with commentary to be played in their theaters. So, like, for people that do things like what Master Pancake does, they may no longer have a home at the Alamo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is unprecedented. I mean, a major studio hasn't owned a theater chain in literally like decades. It's been since I want to say 48. I mean, some of them have like a minor investment into theater chains, but they don't have like majority shares of it. I do have an article here about this a little bit. I think it's on Hollywood Reporter again. So thank you, Hollywood Reporter. We will be grifting off your asses. So, but I mean, yeah, from 48 to 2020 until the Paramount consent decrees. That sounds kind of naughty.
Yeah.
That got repealed, or dismantled, basically, and the Sony's the first one who's really kind of jumping in since 2020. hopefully they kind of like leave things as is and they let Alamo Drafthouse kind of operate. They just kind of handle like the overall corporate structure, but they let like each franchise or location just kind of handle things as they have been doing, like and negotiate like, you know, movies, whatever's going to appear for however many screens. Hopefully something a little more like that happens. That would be great. I have a little concern that they're going to definitely shoehorn in their own movies and make them like, oh, hey, we reserved 3 theaters out of these 10 theaters, or 3 screens out of these 10 screens just for Sony Pictures. Everybody else, you got to compete with all the other screens.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Or pay for those screens. I mean, yes, obviously, but you know, competitive prices for those screens.
Hi, Sonia. Thank you for tuning in.
Hey.
I see her on some other streams, so it's really dope to see a familiar face around here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, part of me wants to be excited. Like, yay! Like crazy ass fucking popcorn buckets at Alamo.
Yeah.
Again, we don't have an Alamo out this way. I can't be sad that they're being saved. I don't know if they're being saved, but they have major financial backing. They're not in any real danger of closing at this point, and that makes me happy for them.
Yeah.
Now, as far as their individuality, that I'm concerned about.
Yeah. Yeah, they've been working on the Chapter 11 bankruptcy since 2021, so Sony's swooping in to pick up the carcass a little bit, but any other of the, you know, Universal could have done the same thing too. They could have just jumped right in and picked this up. It could have been Warner Brothers. It could have been Paramount. Could have been A24. You know, that could have been an interesting acquisition of A24 with all their money, or even Blumhouse. Imagine something like that. Like if Sony's doing this, other places could do that too, or they just pick up a theater in like 5 major markets and just call it a day. I mean, kind of, you have to protect the movie theaters to a point. So the question is do you really want the backing of a corporate entity taking over for that? I'll be curious to see how we go going forward. But Skeeter, you got any thoughts on this?
I'm kind of wondering if Sony's trying to start something new. You know, like we joke about the popcorn buckets and that, but that could be something they're going for. You know, like only for Sony movies you can exclusively get it at an Alamo Drafthouse Cinema. So that could be a possibility that they're going, or they're going to try to market something else. Or maybe they're going to test movies there, you know, to see what people think. You know, like, oh, if you want to see what's coming out soon, here's a couple of what do they call them? Boy, I'm brain dead. It's late. I'm not on your guys' time. Screenings, you know, of movies. They could maybe, but
I could just see Craven the Hunter now. 7 screens in a 7-screen theater. Let's go.
We're only going to show them each one in 1D, another in 2D, another in 3D, and now 4 and 5D, where we just throw shit at you.
The 4D experience. I need my chair to vibrate while everything's jiggling around and super sounds going on, and I lose my drink, and my wife's screaming at me going, God damn it, you dropped another goddamn soda in here. Go get me okay, honey, I will.
I'm sorry.
It'll happen like 3 more times, I swear, because we're in this goddamn theater.
Even though I have nothing to worry about, we don't even have. Well, over in the Twin Cities, there's Marcus Theater. They have food and drink, and it's really nice theater. So, but that's the closest thing as we got for an Alamo.
I'd love to check out an Alamo. Maybe I'll try and see if we can get into one of those. I think Joe Bob likes to go to those if he can. But
so make sure you take your phone, put it in your shirt pocket, and record walking through in the movie, and come back out and let us know.
All right. I will do that. Well, kind of waiting to see how this turns out, but it's going to be very interesting if this starts to become a thing for movie theater chains, especially the bigger chains.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you get people like was it Regal? You look at their merchandise that they put out for stuff like Ghostbusters. I wouldn't mind seeing some extra cool shit out for Kong and Godzilla. More extra stuff for Sony puts out good merchandise for bad stuff. So,
there ain't no shit on that one. But I was gonna say, another way to make the theater experience a little more interesting is doing like exclusive things like the popcorn buckets, the souvenir cups. But you could also start to integrate maybe, hey, we have a limited supply of like these T-shirts, or hey, we're gonna go back to giving away movie posters again for everybody. They could be a little 11x17s or 8x10s. I got a ton of them from years ago. Hell, I got a Resident Evil. You can't see it, but I got a Resident Evil one just above Nakatomi Tower of my popcorn machine here. But I got that like day one at that theater. They only had like 25 of them. I was at a very first midnight screening, and I got one of them. I mean, you can find them and get them reprinted anywhere, but like things like that, like you can still do something with that. Hell, even movie buttons, I got a bunch of them around here somewhere. I got a few of Event Horizon I'm going to be giving out for Christmas items this year. Kevin, you are getting one. But you could give out like fun little swaggy things that, some people don't need them, but if they want them, hey, that's cool. Hey, how much is that? It's $4.99. Yeah, you could add that to my popcorn and soda order. I'm already spending $20. You might as well just give me something fun I can take home.
Yeah, or you get this
20 for the popcorn.
Yeah, you get this combo and you get the button free.
Yeah,
they could do that too.
Yeah,
it's just an idea. Include a little more merchandise. You don't have to open up like a full retail store, but like something you can keep like under the counter on a display next to the candy, and have your kids go, "Oh, I want this like Battlestar Galactica ship," or I want, hey, you guys got a Funko toy for the new Crow remake that's coming out. Well, this is the legit Crow Funko Pop, but you could have shit like that. I mean, I don't know. You could do small things, I would say, but they won't do that, and that's okay. Why have a good experience at a movie theater when you could just stay at home and not deal with every other idiot on their phone? So, or kids screaming around, or Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, a 6-year-old at about an hour and 30 minutes in just gets up on their chair, starts jumping and screaming, going, ah! And somebody leans forward and says, can you get them to stop doing that, please? That'd be really nice.
Huh?
Oh, shit. I didn't know my kid was screaming like one seat next to me. Anyway. We don't have to go down that little 0 point of our discussion here.
Wrong show.
Theater PTSD.
Yeah. Well, something that theaters could appreciate from is actually getting movies made that people might actually want to see. And I know Kevin's got a few movie news related items going on.
Oh, goodness. Well, okay. So the movie that people do want to see but aren't going to yet, first, of course, is going to be Blade. We got
some motherfuckers always trying to ice skate up a hill.
Yeah.
One of us had to stand.
Our newest incarnation of the Daywalker is going to be waiting a little bit longer because they've lost their latest director again.
Again, everybody.
Again. And even Wesley Snipes had a comment saying, Lordy, folks still looking for the secret sauce. Riding snowmobiles in traffic? Kind of rough. Like, he's got a point. Like, why can't you guys figure this fucking shit out?
Yeah.
It's not difficult. Jeff, you've said that they've been trying to like insert extra characters they don't need to.
Yep.
That really gum up the plot line from what the original script or the screenplay is supposed to be.
Yep.
Compound that with just like really bad AI writing, like it's not helping anything. And you take away that control from the director, and they're going to start to leave. And meanwhile, you've got your lead sitting there telling the press, "Oh yeah, it's happening, it's happening, it's happening."
For 5 years, everybody, 5 fucking years with his Blade shit.
Yeah. Golly, and he's got to feel like an ass at this point about it. Can he get work? Like,
he's an Academy Award winning actor, and this is a movie about a vampire hunter killing vampires. I've heard this on everybody else's stream, and I completely agree with them. This is not, as heel versus babyface swears it up and down, this is not rocket science. He's not wrong. This is not fucking rocket science. All you have to do is watch the first 2 Blade movies and make a movie just like those 2. Hell, talk to Stephen Norrington or call up Guillermo del Toro and pay him like whatever he needs just to fucking get off his ass and make an actual fucking movie for the first time in 20 years. I don't give a shit. Or here's a thought. Wesley Snipes is out there waiting for, hey, I can do one more. Give us a proper Blade 3 at this point. Because every script I'm hearing about, and I've heard some tidbits from other people that have basically confirmed everything everybody else is hearing. And like they keep trying to put in Blade's fucking daughter, who's a secondary character at best in the fucking comics, but they're making her the lead or the main MacGuffin of the movie. She was never that in the comic books at all. And then there's other scripts where Blade is basically like the 4th tier character. He basically is a guest star in his own movie. What are you doing, Disney? You're taking a very easy concept, very easy formula, and you're trying to shoehorn your stupid politics into this shit. I know Feige is trying to fix some of this shit, but some of this you can't fix at this point. Mahershala Ali is gonna fucking leave. Kevin's got a great article that we have right here. Variety's got this great breakdown of the last 5 years. My opinion is they're putting out this sort of an article breaking down a timeline because something bad's about to happen. And the newest director just left the project within the last few days. They are rewriting the script for the 7th time. This is ineptitude on a level I didn't think was actually possible at Marvel. They have completely lost it with this particular movie. They never should have done this movie unless they were literally going to shoot it like a month later. They've completely gone off the fucking rails. I think Mahershala Ali is about to leave the project, and then they're about to fucking can it. I think this is going to get dropped entirely. Otherwise, why would you put out an article like this? You're not doing it to set up great news coming. You're putting out an article like this because something is coming down that pipe, and I think it's getting canceled. And Mahershala Ali can't keep sitting around waiting. He's going to be going off to do Jurassic World in the next couple of months.
Yeah.
When are they going to shoot this fucking movie?
Yeah, because that's
just my opinion.
He's got to get paid. He's got to fucking work.
Yeah, he can't just keep sitting around being like, okay, we're about to start shooting. Oh, you pissed off the director. Now he's gone. Great. Oh, wait, I don't like this script. Okay, we'll rewrite it. Well, then the next director. Okay, but I want to tweak it. Okay. Oh, no, I'm leaving too. It's like, oh my God, you guys cannot get your shit together. Clear as day.
They're going to need to cast the next Blade, cast a 13-year-old. So by the time the fucking movie's made, it'll be like 20-something.
It's going to be Twilight and Blade form.
You know, I mean, so
Please
that way
don't do that.
he'll still be young enough to.
Shit, another Twilight movie is going to get made before this one does.
No, we just need a mixture of both. Have Blade kill Twilight. Problem solved.
Ooh, boom.
The movie I've been begging for.
Should we place bets on it now? What's going to come out first? The next Hunger Games movie or the Blade movie?
Next Hunger Games movie.
Games, easy.
Because remember, the Hunger Games movie's got to get written as a book first.
Yep. Jesus Christ. I cannot believe this. Like, I love the Blade movies, and from what little I have read of the comics, like, they're fun. They're not exactly high art.
Yeah.
They're not the most in-depth plot. All you need is Blade. Have him fight fucking Dracula. Boom. Done.
Well,
or even just a random cell of vampires that are just pissing off some town. Have him come in like the man with no name, and nobody knows what he is, but you know he's a bad dude, and bad shit happens, and he fucks shit up.
Well, you got the first movie. You got all the different vampire heads from all over the world.
They just want trading boards back. I get it.
Yeah. He could be going all over the world like he was starting to.
Yeah, like fucking Russia at the beginning of Blade 2.
Then they also got lore in every religion about vampires.
Yep.
A higher god that was more powerful, not just Dracula, but there was more that were up there with like Dracula or even older.
Are you talking about La Macra?
No. That was the first one. But I know a few things about vampire stuff. Just don't know. But yeah, he could have been fighting anything, related vampires.
Yeah.
Hell, been funny if you went after werewolves. I mean, could have been crossed over with that, but then you're kind of mixing with underworld. So,
well, Werewolf by Night. I mean,
yeah.
Eventually he would have met up with them. That was the plan, and I would have so loved that, because Werewolf by Night was one of my favorite things from Phase 4. Blade should have been part of Phase 4.
They need to leave it alone already. Right on, Rat.
Oh yeah, probably.
Jesus Christ.
If they can't figure it out, it's the most simple fucking thing. It's ridiculous. Whoever's getting paid is getting paid way too much.
They should all be fucking fired at this point.
Kind of. Like, don't throw more money at them. Like, God, you're a fucking genius. You made it work.
This is how budgets go from like, hey, this is going to be a $100 million movie or less, to 6 years down the road, we're going to start shooting and we've already accrued 100. Now we actually have to shoot the damn thing. There's another 100 million for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have to ask the question, how much money are we prepared to lose if it doesn't succeed?
Well, yeah, I mean, Deadpool Wolverine's going to be like the exception to the goddamn rule. What's the next movie? The Captain America movie with fucking Anthony Mackie? The fuck that's going to do any real business? It ain't going to make any fucking money. I mean, yeah, do I like Harrison Ford? You bet your ass I like Harrison Ford. Him as Red Hulk should be fine. That's not enough to sell that movie. It's not enough.
Not near enough.
No, and that's why you said it's going to be an ensemble film.
Well, yeah, I mean, Anthony Mackie can't fucking lead a can of tuna into a mac and cheese pot.
That's gross anyway, but still.
Hey! That can be my dinner.
Judging you!
I've been judged. Oh, my God.
I don't know. Like, my guess is the only reason to see that movie is going to be glimpses at what's coming up in Phase 5. But
Oh, I got something for you.
Uh-oh.
The Rock as Apocalypse.
I'd buy that for $1.
What the apocalypse is cooking.
Yeah.
Finally
We
come
just need
home.
Stone Cold Steve
Egypt.
Austin to roll in like he's
Xavier. Bald,
Xavier and
beautiful.
just start stunning everybody.
Start beating him with the wheelchair.
Hit him over the head with a bedpan.
Yes.
Hey, we can write your script over here, yo. We're just gonna pilfer from the Attitude Era of WWF from years ago. That's all.
It was still better.
And then Mick Foley needs to be. Ooh, who's Mick Foley in this movie? I don't know. Beast. Hey, boom. There you go.
No, he'd just be himself. Could fit in.
And Al Snow, he's going to be the random guy number 2 who gets killed in 5 seconds. So, jobber. I like Al Snow, but we got to carry kayfabe around here. But Skeeter, what do you think about The Rock becoming Apocalypse?
I'm not sure. I mean, I do like Dwayne Johnson, but from the old 96 X-Men cartoon Apocalypse, I just don't get that feel from Dwayne Johnson being Apocalypse, but he'll probably do a good job.
Pebble.
Oh, the Pebble. Yeah. But it's just like, there had to have been somebody else. Anybody else. Yeah.
He doesn't even look quite right as Apocalypse. I mean, he's got this physical stature for it, but Apocalypse has like he's got more layers to it than he can actually convey as an actor. The Rock is not that great of an actor. Big shock, everybody.
Yeah. What's his name from Game of Thrones that played the Mountain?
Oh,
Thor, is it? Or no? I
all
can't.
right, I'll look it up.
He's got that big physical stature and a deep voice for that role, where I could see him doing it.
Riveting podcasting, everybody.
I don't know.
I think
Not
he would have been a better-
Gregor. No, yeah, Gregor.
Yeah.
But you're talking about the actor who played him.
Mhm.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind him necessarily, like physically looking. I don't necessarily mind Rock as Apocalypse, but can he act cold and completely emotionless? I don't know. Like,
That's my thoughts.
Rock really loves being Rock,
Hathor
and I don't know if
Yeah,
that needs to
Hathor.
translate.
Bjornsson. Bjornsson.
Bjornsson, yeah.
Icelandic. Professional strongman.
Mm-hmm.
Dude is fucking jacked.
Yeah, like I said, perfect Apocalypse right there.
I'll present that screen instead.
Who was it
Talking
that
about-
previously played him? The guy that plays Moon Knight, Isaac.
Oh, God, no. Fucking
No.
hated that goddamn movie, Kevin.
You're welcome.
I really wanted to like that movie. There's things I like in certain casts, but that was fucking horrible. Thanks, Bryan Singer, for fucking up X-Men Apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
They had Psylocke, but didn't have her act like Psylocke again.
That was Olivia Munn, right?
Yeah, total
Yeah.
waste. Total fucking waste. Like,
I liked her as Psylocke, but they didn't give her the characteristics of Psylocke.
No.
that's what I'm saying. It was a total fucking waste. You got Olivia Munn to play Psylocke. Perfect. Like, the only other thing you could have been more perfect was having her play Wonder Woman like she wanted to.
Goddamn right.
And no, they fuck her up. She gets hardly any lines. She's nothing like Betsy Braddock whatsoever. It's
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't care for it.
No kidding.
But it had that cool Weapon X part, I think. Was it that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, gosh, it's been a while. I think you're right on that one.
I liked the Weapon X part.
All right. If you say
Fine. Fine.
so. All right, Kevin, find us another headline.
Okay, so going back over to shitty movie news, we've got another superhero franchise. The Crow has early release
God.
Ah. Oh.
Early reactions are calling this movie unwatchable.
Yeah.
And I can't help but to think to myself, goodness, the fucking trailer told us that. Great, now you've all got HPV from fucking seeing that shit.
And that's the Canadians saying how bad it is. I mean,
My eyes just got herpes. Anyway,
My ears too.
yeah.
So I don't know how substantiated that truly is, but yes, like the previews that we saw for this Crow movie are pretty horrendous. We've been saying it from the get-go. If this was a Crow sequel, it could be bad and be forgivable. But they made it a reboot of Eric Draven, and it's just immediately going to fail, and no one wanted to see it. The only reason why people are going to want to see it is to see it, like, ironically, with riff tracks, and maybe even not then.
People are going to go hate watch this movie just to do that.
It was like when fucking Madam Web came out, and people wanted to say, oh, is it really that bad? Let's go see the bad movie, kids. And then they went, oh, my God, really?
My God, it is that bad. Shit.
It's worse.
I still haven't watched it. I got it queued on Netflix, but I don't know if I'll ever have time for it.
I watched like 15, 20 minutes of it, maybe more on Master Pancake and even Rift. I couldn't watch it. It was really like contrived. It was
No,
boring.
yeah.
It was boring and stupid. Sorry.
I don't know what to say about this fucking movie. From what I keep hearing from people I know, like, it's not good. I mean, I'll see it for myself. I'll make my own opinion. I'm not going to a theater to go see this shit show, though.
No.
They fucking bumped Wick or the Ballerina movie for this movie because they wanted more time on Ballerina. I have better feelings for wanting to see Ballerina than I do for this fucking Crow movie that nobody asked for, nobody wanted, and it's been every remake of The Crow has had problems for years. I know James O'Barr wants another paycheck, bro. Just make sure the check clears before this movie drops. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, this could be one of those movies where it's like, oh, well, we got the insurance claim. Ba-ching!
Insurance fraud. Let's go.
It's springtime for Hitler.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Really what this fucking movie is like is springtime for Hitler.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you look at it and it's a fucking eyesore.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they're doing.
Yeah, well, everybody should be buyer beware on this one. We'll have to wait and see how it turns out. But from what all we're seeing, it don't look good. It's not. We're not the target audience. I don't even think the target audience even gives a shit.
No, we are the target audience. We're the Gen X. We're the target audience for The Crow.
Gen X, represent, yo.
I'm just saying, like, there's nothing about Gen X that is represented in this movie.
No.
That, like, who are they marketing to? It's not our kids.
Yeah,
It's not our siblings. I don't know which generation this is marketing to.
Gen Z maybe, but because Alpha is the newest kid. Like your kids, Kevin, are Gen Alpha. But Gen Z, maybe. I mean, if they get it really touchy-feely feelings in there, probably. I know that's going to hurt the Gen Z feelings.
As long as Eric
maybe if the girl
in this
hugs
movie,
everybody saying, I forgive you,
yeah.
Which might happen in the movie. That's who they're reaching for. Yeah.
And as long as Eric Draven in this movie gets emotional on TikTok and does a little cry and a little dance and just wants to say, I'm so sorry that my feelings are so hurt, but if you don't believe in me, I can't survive and I can't reunite and kill everybody in my wake.
Yeah.
I need your support, everybody. Please support me as I murder everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Clap your hands while he kills.
The award goes to.
And then we'll bring signs to the movie theater and we'll rank every kill. Yeah. 10. Make it an experience. It's going to be a shit show.
3. Boo.
Oh, or yeah, hold up the signs, clap, applaud.
I don't know. Maybe that'll be one of those things where, like, we show it on a watch along. We'll just sit and shit on it together. We'll drink together and shit on it.
Hell yeah.
Well, there could be another remake like Kevin.
We'll do it together. What?
There could be another remake just like that, Kevin. You know what I'm talking about? Are you an enemy of mine, Kevin?
I am not.
Because
I am not.
Enemy Mine is getting remade with Star Trek Picard Season 3 showrunner Terry Matalas. I don't know how I feel about this. I really like the movie. Never read the books it was based off of, but he's been hired to write the script. He hasn't been hired to direct yet, but he might end up getting that. It kind of depends. He's working a few different projects currently, but we'll have to wait and see. But I really like the 1985 movie. It's a lot of fun. It's very traumatic, and it's kind of a little tropish, but because you see it in a bunch of old science fiction TV shows and movies from around that era. But it's a pretty good story about a human and an alien currently embroiled in a war. They get stranded on a planet together. They have to help each other in order to both survive. and it turns out like later on, like, you know, the alien creature's pregnant, has a kid, and then he becomes the pseudo father. Then they eventually get rescued. Spoiler alert, everybody. I mean, it's from 1985. Look it up. But, you know, it was a fun movie. It's also a very long movie. So if you're interested in seeing it, I know it's on streaming services. You can easily check this out. Blu-ray is really hard to find. It's out of print. It's very expensive. Don't try and do that unless you really want to pay an exorbitant amount of money on eBay for that. It's not worth that kind of money. It's a good movie, but it ain't worth like the $100 that people are charging on eBay for it.
Oof. Holy shit.
Damn. Just go get the DVD or find it streaming just to give it a whirl. And Dennis Quaid does a really good job in the movie. And so does Louis Gossett Jr. Without those two, I don't think I would have liked the movie as much as I did, but they handle it very well. And it's a very good movie. Definitely a cult movie. Never hit like true major success level, but most people who have seen this movie are fans of it. Rewatchability is kind of like the 2001 A Space Odyssey. You kind of have to be in a mood for it. So every few years you'll want to like throw it in and just be like, yeah, that's right. That actually was a good movie. It's just one of those you can't like watch it like 7 times in a row and really dig it. So,
but will this be that successful in the theaters?
That's the question.
Was the original that successful in the theaters, or as you said, was it a cult film that like it's on HBO all the fucking time as we're growing up?
And that's where I saw it the first time, was on HBO. And to be full disclosure.
Yeah. I mean, God, I hate to quote the meme, but just because something's on HBO all the time when we were little doesn't mean it's cult.
Yeah. Don't tell mom the babysitter's dead.
That's a cult film. Everybody fucking liked that movie once it hit VHS.
But even not the remake.
No. Like
nobody even remembers there was a remake that came out earlier this year.
Yeah.
Like even my curmudgeonly ass like that. Yeah. Look up Blue Waffle before you look up Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
I'll go watch Blue Burger instead, you know.
Wow.
People are like, well, okay, Blue Waffle.
Yeah. But he's currently scripting it, so we'll see. But Skeeter, it sounded like you're familiar with this film. You got any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I remember watching it. Like you saw it on HBO when I was younger. But we had a teacher in school that was a big fan of it. Okay. And we had to read the book, which was I used to remember the name of it, what the book was, but now it's just they're on a desert island, not on an isolated planet. Okay. And it was 2 different warring countries. But yeah, we read it and I was like, oh, this is a really good story. And then I watched the movie again and I'm like, okay, yep, I can make the connection. Everything flowed together really easy, even though it was on a different world.
Sure.
But it still worked.
Okay.
Making another one? I don't know.
Yeah, kind of depend what kind of politics they want to force into it if they're going to do that. But Terry Matalas isn't really known for doing that. So
yeah, so that's a good thing about that. But is it going to be politically correct too? Because the 85, there's a lot of stuff you can't do or say like they do now.
Yeah.
So, but maybe a guy will have a baby. You never know.
Well,
possible.
Well, speaking of people having babies, Kevin, we got another headline. We can get into some TV reviews now.
Let's do it.
Who's having a baby, Kevin?
Space
is it a
girl? Space witches are having babies. Oh, okay. So I don't have a headline for this one, but the Acolyte.
I don't either.
The Acolyte. We were talking a bit about that before we got started on the show. That's a very interesting Star Wars program.
Very interesting Star Wars program. That is the nicest thing I've heard anybody say about this fucking show.
Like, I watched the 3 episodes today. And the first 2 episodes, I'm like, okay, this is okay. This is generic, but it's okay. Like, everybody's uniforms look exactly the same. Like, or the costumes are all pretty much uniform. They look exactly the same, and they're all very clean, just different sizes.
Right.
And then they get into episode 3 where you're kind of like, well, this isn't bad. It's just not Star Wars. Meh. Okay. So yeah, it was very weird. They bring witches into Star Wars, and I'm kind of like, I heard people saying, "Oh, space witches." I'm like, okay, is this like where Falcon and Winter Soldier had that whole conversation about the Jedi being space wizards? They just don't have hats. They've got beards, but no hats. And it's like, well, okay, maybe they're taking a play off of that, and people are just joking about that. And like, no, it's really witches. They're people that know how to use the Force, but they're witches who run away from persecution because people who also don't know what the Force is think that their power is unnatural and dark. So they flee from persecution. And they've managed to utilize the Force to impregnate one of themselves. And they have twins that way. And those twins have natural ability to use the Force, which is kind of basically saying anybody can do what Darth Plagueis did, or Darth Plagueis did.
Or tried to do.
Yeah.
Well, no, he did it. He had Anakin. But it really kind of, to me, makes Anakin seem less special. Or like they're trying to make Anakin less special. Nothing's going to make Anakin less special in my eyes. That's just the way that is. But like this new stuff doesn't really give the honor that it should to its source material, I think. And then then the show kind of got weird from there, making the Jedi out to be fascists in a way. It's like, they're taking kids. Okay. I didn't care for it as much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like the twins. They're kind of playing it off as, oh, this is the good side. This is the bad side. You know, the light and dark.
The yin, the yang.
Yang. But in Clone Wars, I'm kind of wondering if they're hinting towards that too, where the Force itself had like the father figure, and then he had two children, and one was the good side and one was the bad side. I'm kind of wondering if they're playing off that a little bit. It seems like it, but it's not working as well as what I think they were hoping people would interpret.
Maybe. Maybe. And again, all of episode 3 was a flashback for the most part. So I mean, it was a whole missed episode as far as what we missed from last episode.
Yeah, they're kind of jumping around a little bit with the way they're structuring the show.
Yeah, because the first episode, Carrie Ann Moss, someone dies within the first 5 minutes, so everyone was like, "Oh, they did her dirty," and hated it instantly. That's not the end of her.
No,
but that is the end of her character at that point. But it's I don't think it's worth the reviews that it's getting. Like it's gotten like a 3.6 I saw at one point. It's not that bad, but it's certainly not that good either. Like there's a scene where the space witches are having a baptism for the twins, basically. And this woman is laughing awkwardly. Like every time they're talking about shit. And the mother of the coven is talking about how they were almost extinct. And it's like, you look at this lady and it actually shows her laughing as everyone's super duper solemn. And the chick next to her is like, fuck, bitch, read the room. Shut the fuck up.
Grow some horns, bitch.
Grow some horns.
No, that's the other one.
The horny one.
Mother horny.
Mother horny.
I don't know. I guess I'll finish watching it just because I started it.
You're gonna make me tune in, aren't you?
You made me watch
I haven't seen
it.
I didn't make you watch it. I asked if you guys wanted to watch it.
That told us you wanted us to watch it.
Yeah.
That was not some passive aggressive thing. I know Kevin was talking earlier on a trailer.
We should talk
review,
about this. Has
I want
anybody
to watch
watched this?
I wanted to just talk about like people's reactions to it. And Kevin's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go watch it." So,
like,
it's fine. I'm not a fan of what they're doing with this show, and I haven't watched a second of it other than the trailers, and just based on what other people are saying, I'm not missing anything. And I'm hearing enough and seeing enough footage as people are playing these clips back in their own videos without talking over the clips, and just seeing these clips even out of context. I'm like, this is not my Star Wars. And
oh, sorry.
And gatekeeping, I don't give a shit. Like, this is Disney Star Wars, everybody. They are doing their own game. They're running their own game the way they want to. They're not Marvel. And they're not even trying to pivot. This feels like they're doubling and tripling down on this shit. I didn't watch Obi-Wan. I didn't watch Boba Fett. I hear I've dodged a complete bullet on Boba Fett. Never watched Mando season 3 because, quite frankly, it didn't interest me after season 2. And beyond that, it's like, yeah, I've seen Andor, I've seen Mando, I've seen the stupid fucking movies, especially Rise of Skywalker. Like, it's just not, this don't work for me anymore. I'm just going to stick with the original trilogy, the prequel trilogy. I know, Justin, you sent us a message. We will get back to that. I saw that before we went live on our stream. But I can't with this show. Like, you're calling the Force a thread, and all I think is like all the jokes I'm hearing otherwise, and all I can think is like, you keep talking about tampon jokes, and all I think is like, it's just missing beads on the thread because it's a set of anal beads. But and that's what this show is doing to Star Wars fans. They're basically telling everybody Anakin is not special. This could have been done a number of times. Palpatine sucked. Everybody else sucks. And screw everybody. We're going to do forced lesbianism and forced scissoring and forced fisting, and we're going to create a new kid.
Lesbians in space.
The power of lesbianism compels you.
Yeah. I myself am a lesbian in a man's body, so I can't help that. I could say that.
And we just got canceled.
No. No. But even the backgrounds, I've been watching, I was looking at the backgrounds, and usually Star Wars has beautiful, well-detailed backgrounds. They're not that great. It's like,
you guys were telling me it looks fucking cheap. So.
Yeah, it was like slapped together quick. And I even like, well, maybe my internet's a little slow, so I rewound it, tried it again. And I'm like, no, it's just that bad.
$180 million budget for 8 episodes.
Wow, they get 20 million, and Disney keeps the rest for themselves.
Hey, Kevin calls it an insurance scam. I wouldn't doubt if that's not accurate or not.
Yeah.
Is
like, who the fuck's getting all this money? Where's it going? Like, it makes no sense. Also, the Dragon has the same budget, and it looks like 1,000 times fucking better. And I keep making the comment in like other people's streams, like, I wish my favorite shows had a budget like this. They look fucking great. Stargate SG-1, Farscape, Battlestar Galactica remake. Shit, give us a real new goddamn Star Trek with Ronald Moore. And with that kind of budget, fucking shit would be dope. Jesus Christ. God.
MST wouldn't have to worry about season 14. No. They'd be on season 24 at that point.
Yep.
But anyway.
Season 25, I would say at that rate.
Yeah, for that price.
Hey, crowdfunding no longer needed, everybody.
Yeah.
Disney's got this one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And the Wookiee that uses the Wookiees that's a Jedi, that amuses me. It's not bad. It's the Wookiee's very clean for one thing. Very clean.
And he's wearing a full Jedi outfit.
Mm-hmm.
Was it? Well, I mean,
that tells you the Wookiees have been freeballing it for the last like 40 years of the franchise.
And they know it. That they know that they're freeballing it for the last 40 years.
Let it all hang out for everybody to see. Then when they go up to a tree and lift their leg, you know what they're really doing.
Yep.
Pissing on the franchise.
Brushing the dingleberries out. Anyway,
That's catchy.
That's catchy.
Well, I got a show we can talk about. Now, Skeeter, I know are you watching this season of The Boys yet, or are you not quite into it yet?
Haven't touched it yet, but that's on my list to do here this coming week.
Okay.
I've been watching that since it first came out. Just it grabbed my attention. I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, that looks like something cool, and yeah, I got addicted quick.
What's your opinion so far on the show then? Like between like season 1, 2, and 3, how do you feel like it's been going so far?
It like started off strong, then it kind of dropped, and it kind of picked up a little and dropped, and it's kind of like going in between right now. I mean, they're pulling in some great actors. But
oh yeah,
it's just like they're trying a little too hard. Like stick the way got right now.
Yeah,
that was weird feedback.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Unless Kevin's messing around with the auto.
What?
Yeah, Kevin, quit fucking around over there. We're professionals on this stream, yo.
I was watching us on Twitter. I'm sorry.
Oh, jeez. Kevin's like, ooh, how do I look? Yeah.
Oh, I gotta brush my hair. Those long flowing locks for Kevin.
Number 13's sticking up.
Then they had that spin-off of The Boys too. That's pretty good too.
Gen V.
Gen V, yeah.
That was
pretty good.
Though. Okay. I heard it was kind of in between. I'm not tune in for like spin-offs like a little bit down the road. I remember watching some of I think there was some animated Boys stuff going on.
Yeah, there was an anime. I haven't seen that one yet, but it's on my list.
Yeah, I kind of echo your thoughts about the first 3 seasons. Season 1 is awesome. It absolutely feels great. And I love Carl Urban. He's my Dredd. Ever since Dredd, I'm like, I'm all about like, hey, he was in that show Almost Human on Fox, which was a great show.
Yep.
Probably do that on our podcast if we can find it streaming somewhere. But I've been a fan. I know he's not the greatest like Dr. McCoy on Star Trek. They're never going to go back to that, but he was good. But
he was good. Yeah.
I would have maybe had him do a different role on there.
He's played so many characters. He blends in great.
You can like it. You can like him, Kevin, in that role. That's just my personal opinion. Unless you want to be a jackass and get fired from this show, then fine, fuck off.
I'm going to bed then. Oh.
But no, like I really like him as Dredd, and like a lot of his other movies, like Pathfinder, he's in Red with Bruce Willis, John Malkovich, Helen Mirren. Love him. I think he's great as Billy Butcher. That said, season 2 I liked, but I largely feel seasons 2 and 3 can be hit or miss, and it feels like the quality kind of like it starts up here and it's starting to work its way up, down, and it's just like we're on like a graph. And after watching, I'll not do spoilers for you, and give everybody a chance to watch this. This only came out like Thursday night, and I'm only 2 episodes in, and so far there's things I like, but the show doesn't feel the same anymore. It really doesn't feel the same. It's picking up literally right where season 3 ends.
Okay.
But there's a certain feeling when you're watching this show of, this isn't the same show I was just watching in season 3. It feels fucking weird, to be frank with everybody. There's things I like story-wise. There's a lot of things I don't like story-wise. I like Billy. I like the Ryan and the Homelander. I like that little, you're my wife's kid with Homelander, yada yada. This I like that. The other plots that they're now starting and they're carrying forward through, they're trying way too fucking hard for real world politics to get injected into this show. And regardless which way you lean, they're trying way too fucking hard. Way too hard to make it all feel like we're watching the real world right now. This is supposed to be an escapist show based on a comic book that totally shit on superheroes. Now you're using it as an allegory against the current real world problems that we are dealing with. What the fuck are you doing? Get the fuck out of this show, Eric Kripke. I loved you doing Supernatural seasons 1 through 5. Season 1 of this was great. I don't know what the hell's going on with this show now. I'm gonna watch this to the bitter end. We know it just had an announcement that season 5 is going to be the final season. So it's gotten renewed. After that, okay, whatever. I'm with this to the end or until Carl Urban's character dies. Because he's got a clock clicking on his character this season. He's got 6 months to live. My guess is by the end of these episodes, we're going to know one way or another what's going to happen with him. Or if he makes it to season 5, maybe he goes out in a blaze of glory. I don't know. We'll see. But the other thing I don't like, and I hate being negative on this, but Erin Moriarty did plastic surgery in between seasons. She doesn't look right at all.
Oh,
she was beautiful before she did her plastic surgery. Whoever got in her head about doing that, I have no fucking clue. She doesn't look right. And then, God, the other
that's
guy,
a trend right now. Horrible trend.
And then the black guy. I'm trying to remember his fucking name.
A-Train or the one that plays A-Train or the
no, the other one, the one who's actually on the boys with the beard.
Shit.
His name's escaping me right now.
Yeah, same here.
But anyway, he thinned out too, and he kind of shaved his beard, so he doesn't look right either. And you'd almost think he got recast. No, it's the same actor. But I heard like somebody saying like it was like Ozymetric or something like that. He's on some like weight loss drug. And so he thinned out, so he doesn't look right. So with the combination of like things not looking right, the show not feeling right, and they're interjecting too much real world shit in there that they really don't need, I'm not feeling it this season, guys. But I'm gonna watch it all the way through. But I don't think we're off to a great start so far. And Huey, unfortunately, is now like the least interesting character in the show. I don't know why, because he was basically the lead of the show with Billy Butcher at the beginning.
Yeah, and then like by 3/4 of the way through season 2, you just see him you don't care about him no more.
Yeah,
and he's not that important.
And this season starts off basically he's not fucking important. He's actually a MacGuffin for everybody else's plot. And character arcs. And I'm like, please don't continue this whole season, or you're actually going to actively piss me off with this show. I mean, I don't want to hate this show. I want to like it, but they've got some problems. So
hopefully the shit's like I don't want to say addressed, of course addressed, but like recognized. But who knows?
Not Eric Kripke. He's full on. He's got a full hard on for what he's doing on this show. He doesn't care. He's like, if you don't like it, don't watch it. It's like, okay, you want to start attacking your fans like that? Okay. Like, I don't agree with all the politics in the show, but there's things I still like about this show. Not just Carl.
Not just Carl. Yeah.
Jesus. But
I don't know. That's a good way to lose an audience.
I think this season, I think that's why they announced season 5 is going to wrap it up. I'm sure they would have wanted to go a little bit longer, but they need to pull the plug.
Yeah.
So
either that, or we're finally going to get that Dread movie.
Yes, or Mega City 1, the TV show that they've been talking about for years. But as far as anybody knows, that got dropped. So,
yeah. Thanks, Lionsgate.
Yeah. Well, Kevin, I don't got anything else to talk about. You got anything else to talk about?
I have one last article, since we've been talking so much about Springtime for Hitler and Jew producers. Let's see here. Mel Brooks was awarded with the Peabody Award this week.
Oh, with Carrie. Okay, cool.
Yes. And this picture makes me so happy. So happy. Like, my heart truly sings. I remember seeing the behind the scenes on HBO. I think it was HBO for Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Yeah.
when they were both so young. Carrie was just in his 30s, and Mel was just in his 70s.
Yeah.
And they would tell stories of like how great it was working for him and how rewarding it was, like getting a good scene, and it because you wouldn't hear it cut. You'd hear "Happy Jew, Happy Jew."
Yeah.
So it's like, oh man, and you could tell from, like, if you have Men in Tights on DVD or Blu-ray, watch that documentary. It's on there. And the story is just really cute to hear him tell.
Yeah.
It's very sincere from both him and Yasmin.
Okay.
But yeah, but it was nice to see that yes, of course, he's still working, he's still doing stuff, and my God, he's finally getting recognition for shit.
Mm-hmm.
He's gotten that Lifetime Oscar that came out that wasn't on TV, but whatever.
God, that was irritating.
They do that with just about everything I care about at the Oscars anymore. It's like every great award that I care about is no longer televised. Like, I don't care about half of what's on television anymore. Well, like the your best actor, best actress. Yeah, those are all great and fine. But some of the other ones, it's like, I'd rather see Mel Brooks get his Lifetime Achievement Award.
Same.
Sorry, that's more important to me as a film goer.
Yeah. I mean, I've said for years I'd like to see like stunt coordinators get their fucking due, or stunt actors, They actually legitimately put their bodies on the line for this shit.
Yeah.
And the fact they don't get recognized is a little disheartening. But
Foley artists.
Best Foley artist goes to Kevin Smith. All right, Skeeter. Oh no, go ahead.
That was all I had.
All right, Skeeter. Where can everybody find you, and let everybody know what you're up to next?
I'll be here at Skeeter on Sound on any social media platform. Just DJing away now. So, and watching good shows.
We're trying to watch good shows.
Yeah. And tried not to burn my corneas with the Acolyte.
The Wokalite.
But, the Wokalite, as Star Wars Marvel Pursuit says. But, it's just, I'm excited for this new journey. So, finally being able to watch stuff that I've been putting on the side forever and just doing what I love to do.
Right on. And Kevin, what are you up to, and where can people find you?
Well, I'm working on making pictures for a little film called Equilibrium that we're going to be reviewing tomorrow night.
Starring Christian Bale.
Yeah, a little Batman fella. You might recognize his name. We're going to be reviewing that tomorrow night, and people can see that on Tuesday. At what time? 1 p.m. Pacific?
Yes.
Yeah.
Unless we change up our schedule starting in July. We'll see.
But that's what I'll be doing this week.
Right on. And I'm going to be getting to some homework, doing some editing on our side, and finishing up the Boys episode season 3. And that's about what I got going on. Maybe I'll get back to some Stellar Blade soon. So that'd be pretty fun to get back into that game. My wife got me into an area I have to get out of. There's no easy escape route. I think I have to complete part of the area in order to get out of the game and get back to the area I was playing in, because she was helping me. She wanted to get a little hands-on with the game during the week and last weekend. So she's been getting into it too. She's like, I want a more sexier outfit on her. I'm like, that's my girl. So that's what we're up to around here. We're going to be doing a podcast on Eon Flux, the animated show. We got Equilibrium, and then we'll be doing another Deadwire Live next Saturday. So thank you everybody so much for tuning in. All you fathers out there, we do acknowledge you. Happy Father's Day to you. Thank you for all of your fucking hard work. You've earned it. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep on going. And if you like this video, please hit that like button. We'd absolutely appreciate it. If you got a comment, you got a headline you think we should have covered, you have an opinion you think we should have talked about, anything we missed, You want us to cover more items? You want us to talk about video games? Whatever. I want to hear it. Put that comment down below. Hey, if you like us, please do hit that subscribe button. We're working our way on up to 7,000. And hit that little bell notification. Hopefully YouTube or wherever you subscribe to us will actually properly notify you. We would like to hear that they are, but I know YouTube personally does not always send notifications out. But if you do that, please, I hope YouTube works and they send you notifications. So thank you everybody so much for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.
I'd buy that for $1.